How many of you in your lives, be as honest as you can with yourself, would love to have a peaceful life? Honestly. Put your hand up. Honestly. Honestly. Show me who you are. Now, listen to me. You're the ones that got all the war going on. And the truth about it is, if I sat down with you, you got a war going on inside of you that you're battling with. And you've been battling with it, and you will never ever stop battling with it. And you're chasing this illusion of peace, and all you're getting is the opposite side. And you're not going to have anything greater. Unless you see the order in the initial event that created that inside of your head. Now watch. Here's what I want to ask you. If everything in humanity happens in duality, and our physicists know this, and our scientists that deal in quantum physics and quantum mechanics, on top of this, our economists know this. On top of this, every one of us inside of ourselves have an innate knowing of it. I mean, it's all around us. How can you impose a singularity onto a humanity that commands duality? How can you do that? But you are pumped the illusion of peace. You're pumped it. You're pumped the illusion of happiness. It's dangled in front of you all the time. You go out and you spend your whole life working. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I saw my parents do it. And I realized that they were never achieving what they most wanted to achieve in their hearts. And what they most wanted to achieve in their hearts terrified them. But the truth about it is, what you most want to achieve in your heart is the most profound thing. It is here. This thing is here to help you have that. Somebody sat me down and made me realize it. And when they made me realize it, I realized there is no possible way it could have shown me this unless it wants me to do something with it. There's no way. I knew I had to teach. I had to show people what I got to see. And I'm telling you, I live an extraordinary life. Because I stopped and I looked. Because I wanted to know. I asked myself the question, okay, how does it work? Come on, how does it work? Show me, show me. As soon as I asked that question, and the reason you're sitting here is because at some point in time in your lives, you've asked that question. You've asked that question. And that's why it sat you down here. Because it knows you know you want to know. Do you understand what I said? It knows you know you want to know. So it's answering your prayer. That prayer that you have when you're alone in bed at night. When you're in your car on your own. When the shower is on and you're holding the wall. It's answering it. So you cannot impose a singularity on humanity. Now, how long have they been promoting the illusion of peace with us? How many countries go to war in chase of that illusion? Would you agree? Did you know, how many of you guys have heard of a man named John Lennon? Did you know when John Lennon was at the height of his peace protests, and you remember when he was in, anybody ever see the interview where he's in bed, and he's got Yoko beside him, right? And the room is off white, and he's got these media people in the room. How many of you guys remember this? Now, I'm going to take you back to it. Do you know, throughout that whole televised interview, and throughout that whole radio interview, his logistics people were running up to him and saying, John, people are rioting in the street. You have to tell them to calm down. He had to keep telling the people on the streets to calm down because he was inciting a riot. What happened to John Lennon? Boom, took him out. What happened to Gandhi? What was Gandhi all about? What happened to him? Boom, took him out. Because he's chasing an illusion. Now, how many of you guys have heard of a man named the Dalai Lama? What's the Dalai Lama all about? Peace. Has the Dalai Lama got the world's greatest superpower? Because America is no longer the world's greatest superpower, I understand that. China is now number one. We just haven't seen it yet. It hasn't filtered through yet. But China, has he got the world's largest superpower condemning him? And has he got a war going on between them? In fact, he was exiled from his own country. In fact, when the Maoists moved in, they put guns in the hands of the young monks and made them shoot the older monks. The more you chase lopsided perception in your life, the more you'll be balanced out by the opposing side. Now, a little over 8 months ago, the Dalai Lama announced he's stepping down from his position. Prior to that, a year and a half prior to that, he wrote a book called The Universe in a Single Atom. Do you know why? Because quantum physics and quantum mechanics is now proving this. We're starting to realize that true peace is this point. It is a state of equilibrium and balance inside of ourselves. True peace knows that peace and war are inseparable. Pleasure and pain are inseparable. Happy and sad are inseparable. They are one. So we can no longer continue imposing a singularity on humanity. The Dalai Lama calls the Chinese his fellow brother. Do you want to know why? Because he knows if they hadn't have exiled him out of Tibet, he would never have gone and spread the word of Buddhism throughout Western society. And you go to any major city, you go to any town, you will see that there are Buddhist movements throughout the whole of Western society. Would you agree? Yeah. So has he got a lot to be thankful for? That's why he's stepping down. He's stepping down because he now knows that this is what the Buddha was teaching. The inseparability, the unity of humanity. The only thing that has not got an opposite in this universe, the only thing that has no opposite, is love.